Hi, this is Bill Monaghan, and this is my new and improved regional Commonwealth recycling facility at the Mechanist layer. Um, it runs using these three logic gates. You'll see the settlement itself only generates 18 power, and that's exactly enough to run this recycler. But the recycler doesn't run all the time, and I didn't want to waste that power. So um, when the recycler is not in use, that power is diverted into the settlement's defenses using this XOR logic gate, which will transmit power whenever just one of its inputs is getting power. So it's always getting power from this line, which feeds down from the generators I have at the other corner of the facility. So when just that one line is getting power, it opens this power door and four others around the settlement, and then each of those doors is then covered by a heavy laser turret. So that uses 15 power. There's a sixth door I have completely blocked off, which I might open up now because I'll have that 3 extra power to cover it. Now when I want to run the recycler, I throw on one of these switches. That will send 2 power inputs into the XOR logic gate, which will shut down the defenses. That'll slam those doors closed so nothing can get in. It also turns off the laser turrets, like this. See, the laser turret's off. You can't see it, but that door is closed. Also, that's running the recycler now. That's over here. It's also running this hopper. There's nothing in it right now. But I wanted to be able to run the recycler separate from the vacuum hopper, which draws material out of the workshop, sends it up at this conveyor lift, and it's here where the power connection separates. Before, I'd had them joined by a powered conveyor belt. So basically both devices, the vacuum hopper and the recycler, were getting the same message from the logic gates, and that was to run whether or not one or both of the power inputs were getting power. Those power inputs are back over here. There's this top one is an OR logic gate, and it will run the recycler whether one or either or both of the inputs are getting power. Right now just one's getting power, so it's running that recycler, which I think is now turned off because nothing's running through it. When I throw on this second second switch, that's connected to this AND logic gate also, and it runs through this line. It runs the recycler, well, it runs the vacuum hopper and the power lift. So when I turn it on, oh, come on, Bill. That one on, that one on. Great. Now that they're both on, now the conveyor's running. It's drawing items out of the workshop and recycling them. It sends them down into this conveyor storage here. There's another type that'll send items straight back to the workshop, but I didn't want that because I didn't want everything just recycling continually through the system. It won't hurt these constituent elements that are derived from recycling, but it just keeps them cycling through pointlessly. So I wanted that. I want them just stored here, and then when I'm done with them, I can take them out of here and drop them off in the workshops at other settlements. Another thing I was hoping to do, I have a couple of robots already living here, plus a third that works the defense, and I had hoped to make the other robots basically work scavenger stations around the Mechanist lair. But I learned pretty quickly that this is a limited settlement. You can't build a lot of things here. You can't build ordinarily the scavenger stations. You can't put in water wells, and you can't even put in food. So at one point I had all kinds of beds set up in these different rooms up above. I took them all out because I didn't think I'd be able to move humans here. But then when I found out I couldn't even build scavenger stations, I just got fed up with that, and I downloaded a mod. It is called Automatron Mechanist Layer Full Settlement. I got it through Nexus Mod Manager, and it lets you put in food, water resources, and scavenger stations. So eventually I'm going to come back here and build some more robots, have a scavenger station set up at each door so that they can wander out into the broader Robco facility here and scavenge for junk and parts. Similarly, I had an issue at Boston Airport. I built an elaborate settlement there, only to learn that I can't build a recruitment beacon there, nor can I build food resources or water resources. That one doesn't make any sense to me, and maybe in game terms I can understand why you wouldn't want to build there, but it seems ridiculous that it would be impossible to build there. So I downloaded another mod. This one's called Boston Airport Expanded and Irrigated, and that'll let you put in food and water resources. It also expands the settlement size a little bit. I'm going to go there next. First I want to shut down the recycler so that the defense is turned back on. And I want to get the junk I've not the junk, but you know, the elements that I've recycled. I'm going to pull those from this hopper. And the items that are still on the conveyor belt. Alright, so I'm going to head to the airport next, and I'd like to show you that settlement. Got to rework it a little bit now that I can put settlers there. I have to rethink what I've done. But I'll be right back. Thanks for your time.